Hello everyone and Happy New Year! For my first video this year, I'd like to show my go-to trimming tools, and I'll use a plate to demonstrate how I use them. This video may look fast, but please don't be fooled. I definitely can't finish trimming a plate in just a few minutes. Having pottery tools is a bit like being a ninja with many different weapons. Sometimes I ask myself, do we really need all the tools? I remember when I first started pottery, I bought tools enthusiastically, maybe a little too enthusiastically. But over time, I realized that the tools I truly use again and again are actually just a few favorites. So today, I'd like to introduce the trimming tools I rely on most in my studio. Let's start with the needle tool. It's extremely versatile. Before trimming, I use it to center the piece. Just lightly touch the side, keep your hand steady, and let the wheel turn. If you notice any scratch marks, gently push that side in a little more. When you feel you're very close to being centered, choose a fixed point on the surface of the plate and draw a circle. This makes it much easier to see whether the piece is truly centered. Next is the tungsten trimming tool. Tungsten tools are very sharp and don't rust, which makes them great for removing larger amounts of clay. I often use them as a shortcut when there's a lot to trim. However, they can sometimes chatter on greenware. To reduce chattering, it really helps to adjust how you hold the tool. Keep your fingers closer to the cutting edge. I usually brace the tool with my thumb and index finger. This keeps it more stable and helps prevent skipping. A quick reminder not to drop tungsten tools on hard floors. They're brittle and can break easily. Also, please remember to maintain metal tools by filing the edges periodically with a diamond file to ensure they remain sharp and functional. Now, this is a small loop trimming tool. It's compact with one rounded side and one more angular side. I often use it for trimming rims and small details. If you use the rounded side, it helps avoid sharp edges and unwanted ridges. I usually begin with the rounded tool and follow with the angular one to create a more defined and stylish finish. After that, we have the bigger loop tools, the teardrop-shaped and triangular ones. If you've ever bought a beginner's pottery tool set, you've probably seen the teardrop-shaped tool and some tools I introduced today. Generally speaking, the bigger loop tools are great for smoothing surfaces, so I won't go into too many demonstrations. The triangular loop tool is also very useful, especially for trimming flatter areas. What you're seeing now is a deep curved scraper. I use this when shaping forms and removing excess clay. When I went to Jingdezhen in China, I noticed that trimming the inside of greenware is very common there. In those situations, this curved tool becomes especially helpful. Finally, let's talk about the metal rib. It has many nicknames, including kidney. In my experience, this thin little tool is often the easiest one to lose. It's usually buried somewhere in clay. Metal ribs are excellent for flattening the base of a plate and for smoothing the outside of mugs and vases when you want a clean, refined surface. This fast editing might make it look like my trimming is very quick, but please take your time. Be patient and gentle with your work. You've already come a long way. At the end, I brush off the dust and use a damp sponge to carefully clean the piece. I hope you'll experiment with your tools, discover which ones you truly enjoy using, and then invest in good quality tools, like those made by my teacher from San Francisco, Lin Xin Chuen of Xin Tools. When you find the right tools, you'll treasure them for many years, like finding the precious in the Lord of the Rings. So, what wishes do you have for the new year? Let's keep enjoying pottery together in the year ahead. Bye-bye!